maisha ni ya ghetto, msaliti ni petro, sheria mna kwao, wazimu pia na hao, furaha sio mfano, ukabila ndio kwao, hapo nishafika, ukweli na hakika, kadiri na shika, furaha kwa lahiki, ndio kwa mashabiki, maji kuziki, beef na fiki, hit na dhiki, muda mna wiki, mimi na himziki, split ni mukiki, kutafuta ziki, kwa makini mfulisi, za mchima la sili, feel me.
Don't you know we're talking about a revolution song? Don't you know talking about
When black people qualify as a racist, any black man or woman who defends their own against devils, such as those within the pale-skinned group, are called many things, and racist so happens to be one of the latest. Until I have enslaved you for more than 300 years, raped your girls, your mother, and your boys, established a wealthy nation from your labor, burned out, beat, and lynched you during Reconstruction, demonized you in the media, reduced jobs and good education in your community, seeded guns within your communities, created and doctored laws tailored for locking up the maximum number of pale-skinned persons, only then will I, a black man, be a racist. This is your host, T. West. Welcome to Afro-Synergy.
You want to see a person who hates his race and you're looking high and low? Well, look no further, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Crispy Show.
What up, everybody?
You're not going to get nothing like this anywhere in the world. Saycheribnrad Studios, Saycheribnrad TV, Black News 102 is the premier channel if you want to get any information on what's going down in the black conscious community. There's nowhere else you can go, nothing else that you can get that'll be able to top this. We got powerful information, we got real scholars that's on a come-up, scholars that's been established, and we're upsetting the fabric of white supremacy in this society by bringing out this raw information that's going to change lives and be the catalyst for this new generation that's coming up.
Yo, listen, it's people in London, in South Africa who inbox me like, yo, when the next time you gonna be on Saycheribnrad Studios? So all over the world, black people are now controlling information from right here in the United States of America.
So y'all continue to stay tuned to Saycheribnrad TV and continue to tune in, and you'll see more of the likes of combatants like this getting in the ring, sitting down with civic builds, and actually doing something for the people for free, y'all. Peace.
We need to understand the impact that we're having, and if we understand the impact that we're having, we'll do our best to bring in the information like we go in today. This will be unique in the sense that the details of what we're going to bring is beautiful. So I think Saycheribnrad, despite all of the homegrown and domestic hate you may have gotten, internationally people are all over the world thanking you for staying consistent and bringing information. And my prediction, as I said over and over again, is that Saycheribnrad TV, Saycheribnrad Studios is and will become the premier media outlet on the planet for black people. So just let the ball keep rolling. The guy gonna stay consistent, and we're gonna keep bringing this information. Love you. Peace.
Shout out to Saycheribnrad Studio, right? Because you don't get stuff like this nowhere. This is changing. This is changing entertainment. It's changing education. This is epic. Y'all better receive Saycheribnrad Studios.
When you ready for the latest breakdowns, latest news, latest presentations, there's only one place to go, and that is Saycheribnrad Studios.
Black man, wake up. Black woman, wake up. Saycheribnrad Studio, the greatest media on the planet. We right back at you. Thank you for having me, House of Consciousness. I love you. Peace.
Check out the channel, Saycheribnrad Studios. The brother's going to be bringing a lot of lectures, Stu. You get your live lectures. You're going to get some on-point documentaries and things of that nature. So make sure that you subscribe, spread the word, let your peoples know Saycheribnrad Studio is the new channel. All right, peace. Tune in.
My name is Asada Shakur, and I was born and raised in the United States. I am a descendant of Africans who were kidnapped and brought to the Americas as slaves. I spent my early childhood in the racist, segregated South. I later moved to the northern part of the country, where I realized that black people were equally victimized by racism and oppression. I grew up and became a political activist, participating in student struggles, the anti-war movement, and most of all, in the movement for the liberation of African Americans in the United States. I later joined the Black Panther Party, an organization that was targeted by the COINTELPRO program, a program that was set up by the Federal Bureau of Investigation to eliminate all political opposition to the U.S. government's policies, to destroy the black liberation movement in the United States, to discredit activists, and to eliminate potential leaders. Under the COINTELPRO program, many political activists were harassed, imprisoned, murdered, or otherwise neutralized. As a result of being targeted by COINTELPRO, I, like many other young people, was faced with the threat of prison, underground, exile, or death. The FBI, with the help of local police agencies, systematically fed false accusations and fake news articles to the press, accusing me and other activists of crimes we did not commit. Although in my case the charges were eventually dropped or I was eventually acquitted, the national and local police agencies created a situation where, based on their false accusations against me, any police officer could shoot me on sight. It was not until the Freedom of Information Act was passed in the mid-'70s that we began to see the scope of the United States government's persecution of political activists. At this point, I think that it is important to make one thing very clear. I have advocated, and I still advocate, revolutionary changes in the structure and in the principles that govern the United States. I advocate self-determination for my people and for all oppressed people inside the United States. I advocate an end to capitalist exploitation, the abolition of racist policies, the eradication of sexism, and the elimination of political repression. If that is a crime, then I am totally guilty. To make a long story short, I was captured in New Jersey in 1973 after being shot with both arms held in the air and then shot again from the back. I was left on the ground to die, and when I did not, I was taken to a local hospital where I was threatened, beaten, and tortured. In 1977, I was convicted in a trial that can only be described as a legal lynching. In 1979, I was able to escape with the aid of some of my fellow comrades. I saw this as a necessary step, not only because I was innocent of the charges against me, but because I knew that the racist legal system in the United States, I would receive no justice. I was also afraid that I would be murdered in prison. I later arrived in Cuba, where I am currently living in exile as a political refugee. The New Jersey State Police and other law enforcement officials say they want to see me brought to justice. But I would like to know what they mean by justice. Is torture justice? I was kept in solitary confinement for more than 2 years, mostly in men's prisons. Is that justice? My lawyers were threatened with imprisonment and imprisoned. Is that justice? I was tried by an all-white jury without even the pretext partiality and then sentenced to life in prison plus 33 years. Is that justice? Let me emphasize that justice for me is not the issue I am addressing here. It is justice for my people that is at stake. When my people receive justice, I am sure that I will receive it too.
Well, it's me. I'm back again, here to talk about fear, pride, arrogance, narcissism, all that good stuff. So what is it that stops so many white people from wanting to change their hearts in regards to race and wanting to see the reality and come out of denial? What is it that keeps us stuck right there in that comfortable position of untruth? Well, I think part of it is fear. Another part of it is greed. Greed in that we don't want to lose dominance. We don't want to lose power. We don't want to lose privileges. We don't want to lose benefits that the system of white supremacy has created here in America for white people. We don't want to lose none of it. We're scared. We're scared of black retribution. We're scared of black vengeance. We're scared shitless, and we always have been. Since day one, we put our hands on black people. Grabbed them, snatched them up, put them on a boat, and made them our own fucking personal slaves and assistants for no pay. We did all that. You goddamn right, we're scared. We're scared of losing what we got. We're scared of losing our positions. And we're scared of retribution. So we got a lot of fucking fear, man. Yeah, we do. You hear me, white brothers and sisters? A lot of fucking fear. We're scared. We always have been. You see a black man walk down the street, you lock your doors, you check, making sure he ain't gonna hurt you, you clutch your purse. We're scared. So what we do? Lock them up, throw them in jail. World's largest prison population of black folks right now. It's right here in this fucking country. Wonder why? We're fucking scared. Even the fucking police officers, the coward police officers that kill unarmed black people are scared. We're scared of that retribution, scared of that black vengeance. And then we project, then we pretend and project that black people are as racist as white people. Who the fuck ever taught a black person black supremacy? The first thing a fucking black person learns is why it's wrong to be a supremacist. They deal with that shit their whole fucking life. Why the fuck would they want them to act supreme? I ain't never heard a black person go around acting superior because of the color of their skin. If anything, they do the opposite. It's white people that are taught. I ain't saying black people can't hate. I ain't saying black people can't be angry. But hell, if they do hate, it's a hate that hate produced. It's a anger that anger produced from white supremacy, a culture and a system of white supremacy. So yeah, black people are angry. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. The point is, face your fear, face your greed, so that we can fucking have a more peaceful country, a more peaceful world. Until white people face that greed that they have. Oh, I gotta be on top. I gotta keep my white privilege. Oh God, I'm scared that the black people gonna kill me. They gonna come get me. They gonna snatch me up the way we did them. They gonna do all that dirty shit to me that white people have done to them. Stop being so fucking scared, man. Man up, woman up. Let's face reality. White supremacy is real. Our country is a country of white fucking supremacy. Yes, sir, it is. It always has been. Let's face it. Let's do something about it. Let's take some fucking responsibility. Act up, speak up, vote. Do what you gotta do. Be active. Protest. Get in the fucking streets. White people have to change their fucking culture of white supremacy. If we don't, it will destroy us all, and it already is. All of us. Has to do with morality. This thing about getting out of denial. One, you got to acknowledge the truth. We are a white supremacist nation, and we always have been. We have white supremacist institutions, culture, structures, power, psychology, everything, politics. Whitewashing is in everything. The media, the education, history is whitewashed and biased. Education is whitewashed and biased. Entertainment is whitewashed and biased. I ain't saying black people are bad. We're all equal. We know this. Stop being defensive. Stop being judgmental. Stop being defensive. Stop being delusional. Get out of denial and face reality. Our culture's racist. Our white culture's racist. I ain't saying all white people are racist. I'm not saying that. But it's all that indifference. It's all that inaction. It's all that turning a blind fucking eye. That's the real fucking problem. Step up. Get out of indifference. Do something. Say something. Let's take our white America back. I love America and I love white America. Let's take it fucking back. Let's be proud of ourselves. I'm not proud of white America anymore. I used to be a fucking racist. Not proud of America anymore. Face your fear and face your greed. Once and for all. Take your fucking country back to what it should be, which means it's made for all people. Not just white people. Bye.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host of this particular program, known here on social media as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taaliq Ibn'rad. I want to say, when I speak about an individual, or I might speak about a belief system or a particular political system that we are so obsessed with, we are so loyal to, that we love, believe me, I am not trying to disrespect nobody or anybody or anything. What I am trying to do in the most respectful manner, most honorable manner that I can come up with. And if I offend anyone, I sincerely apologize, because that is not the intent, is to cause slander or defame another person or hurt your feelings and make you dislike me. We are having a conversation and I am expressing my opinion or idea that I feel that needs to be placed before the public so that one may be able to use their brain and make a better decision upon that idea, that opinion, or about this particular person that is in the public, that is in a position to influence other minds. With that said, having about 10 minutes left, allow me to get busy on this visit. One of the things that black people love is religious or spiritual teaching. And out of this religious or spiritual teaching, spirituality, what comes from up out of this thought process is a saying that we say with pride, most of us. We say, I live only to serve God. I serve God with pride. Which for me brings up two questions. If you are serving God, then how can you serve that which you never met? You have no idea and have never talked personally, nor can you show that you had any interaction with some type of God. In this life, doing so, you should be found insane. No, and or laughed upon, just like the child with the invisible friend. But since it's under this same type of invisible friend, is under religious or spiritual teaching, we are not laughed at, we are mocked, we are taken serious. But the child who has an invisible friend, you laugh at the child and make mockery of the child, and you tell that child that friend is not real, but in the child's mind, that friend is as real as you and I, just like you think that your invisible friend that you say taught to you coming from the books Quran or Bible or wherever the source that you use, this invisible God, this spirit, or even a man that's still that you never met, you're getting orders or anything or something from this God, and you are willing and wanting to serve this God, and you have pride. It makes no sense. And if your life is just to serve God and you have pride in that, anytime that you are serving another life or another power and there is no benefit to you, then you are considered a slave. What is the benefit of serving God? Well, God teaches me this and God teaches me that. How are you serving this God? See, what can you do for God? I serve God. Now, God gives us instruction in both Bible and Quran and other sources, but these instructions are for your benefit, not for God's benefit. When a mother or a father gives instruction to a child and try to give that child advice, that is not for their benefit. It is for the benefit of the child. There is no need for the child to serve the parents simply because the parents are just trying to give advice or suggestions to benefit so that this child can grow up and have a better life and do not stumble through the things that the parents did. This God is called the Father or the parent. When God gives us instruction, that is not servitude. That is giving you instructions, trying to show you a way of life, trying to give you advice so that your life can be better. That is not servitude. What can you do to serve God? There is nothing. God can get his or her own water with the snap of a finger. God can get his own chair or her own chair there. What can you do to serve God? What does God need you for? Is your God so arrogant and has such an ego, this God just wants servants and won't praise just for the hell of it? So I question, what type of God are you trying to serve with this type of attitude? Because any flesh and blood person with this type of behavior or mannerism, you would have a problem with. What type of service are you offering? When we serve or go to a restaurant and we are served, there is a condition whereas this person served me and I give you money in return for your service. There's a benefit. When there is no benefit in service, then somebody is a slave. Oh, so I'm happy to be a slave for God. So what about your life? You just exist just to be a slave? Then this does not make any sense. I thought that your God is against slavery, but yet and still is the greatest enslaver. When we go to a restaurant, we really don't need that type of service because most of us at home, we can cook and we can clean and we can do these things ourselves. But we ask for a service so that we can take a break. We can do it for ourselves. So is that what you're saying? God can do all these things, but he needs a break from creating things. So I need you and you can't create nothing. You can barely bring God a cup of water. When we talk about service, I am proud to serve someone. When we talk about a king or a queen or a president, they wish, or the intent should be, I am here to serve the people. But most times in this civilization, in this modern world, the king and the queen use the people to serve their personal agendas, their ego and their vanity. And the president of a country use the people as a source of labor to feed their ego, to feed their vanity, and to feed corporations around the earth. There is no benefit to the people. There is no service to the people. The people are made or to believe that they are being served when in actuality they are and have been enslaved, regardless to your race. I was taught as a believer in the religion called Islam, under the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. When we talk about Allah, Allah is A, L-L-A-H. A for arm, L for leg, L for leg, A for arm, H for head. You're describing a man. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that God is a man. So if God is a man, then basically what we're saying within this belief system or ideology is that you're not really serving a God as a spirit, but God is a man. So if God is a man, then it seems if you're going to serve, since the spirit God this don't need a servant, it makes more sense that we are seeking to serve man, because man is God. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught that God is a man. Every time that you see a black man, you see God. But what do? We're not serving God, and we don't talk about how much pride we have in serving God that is a man. We lie on our God. You slander God. God is a man. You rape God when she's a woman or even a man, and you murder God. You have no pride in that type of God. And in reality, if you're going to serve God, then you should be serving a man, because another man, another woman has more need of your servitude than some God. The creator of the heavens and the earth don't need your help to do anything, but a poor brother or sister who has fallen down on their luck or who don't know no better needs our help more so than the God that y'all talk about serving. I wish that you would have more understanding of what you've been taught. Jot down your comments. This was It Is, the Reality's Temple. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host of this particular program, known here on social media as the mighty, mighty Angel Snup 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taaliq Ibn'rad. I would first like for you to excuse me. I have not been able to make videos on a consistent in a consistent manner, so I feel a little rusty. But hopefully within the next few minutes, I can get us through this little talk that I would like for us to really take the time and stop being emotional and really think about the things that we say. Because the things that we say eventually cause us to move in a manner in which we act upon what we think and what we do. Contrary to popular belief, this so-called pro-black, Afrocentric, black conscious, whatever you want to call it, community, many of those know who I am. Most importantly, those who have influence, those of whom many of you are subscribed to and listen to, they know who I am. I don't know whether or not they really dislike me or not, or they just don't understand exactly where I'm coming from. But they know Angel Snub 7. And I'm not trying to be a celebrity. I'm not trying to be Mr. Personality. All I am trying to do and wish to do in this community of what we call black, I should have the right to express myself, and not what I believe, what I know. And that is the difference. And that's the problem the so-called black conscious Afrocentric community has with Angel Snub 7, is that no matter how they talk, what they present to our people is based on fabrication and belief. This is 2015. And we are many, many years from Garvey. We are many, many years from Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm and Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman and all our freedom fighters. We are many years. You would think that we have grown. But how can you grow when you focus on those who are no longer here? They have grown and they have passed this life. You must continue, or you are in a state of death yourself. So when you talk about somebody is awakening or you are awake, the reality is you are just as asleep as the brother and sister who is void of the knowledge of Malcolm or Elijah Muhammad or Marcus Garvey or Dr. Ben or whomever, the person that you have grown to admire that caused your own awakening. We must grow up. And that is why I think that so many dislike me. And they dislike me. But what happens is you should debate what is being brought. I see all these debates. So-and-so debates this person and so-and-so debate. But nobody. And they can say, oh, well, you are a nobody. Well, in reality, we all are nobodies. Nobody cares about the black man and woman, the descendants of slaves having dark skin, born in America. We are all nobodies. So that's why so many are looking for attention seekers, so they can feel like somebody, so they can feel celebrity, so they can feel like they have earned their existence within this life. I could care less. The people should benefit and the people should be made to grow. But you cannot cause the people to grow when you yourself is stuck in the 1960s. You are stuck in the 1930s. You have not learned anything. You have not grown from your teachers who have, most of them have passed this life. You don't like Angel Snub 7. You don't like this ministry, but you don't want to debate the information. Many have decided to try to attack me as a person, personality-wise, but if you debate that, you will lose on that premise also. So you're going to lose no matter if you debate Angel Snub 7 personal and you definitely do not challenge the opinion. And this is how bold I am, and it is not in arrogance. It is not being grandiose or none of this. It is proven. I challenge all of these persons with your knowledge, your supreme wisdom, excuse me, your understanding. I could debate all of them at one time and win with no doubt about that. And they know that. That's why they basically avoid me, because they don't want to place themselves up against this wisdom that is the natural evolution of our being in this nation from what our teachers gave us. You can take pot shots at me as a person, but you will not debate real truth. So many of you are obsessed with these religious belief systems or personality worship. And see, when you believe or when you are obsessed with personality, that don't require you to think. So that is your main problem with trying to debate the real truth that comes from this ministry, is that it is based on common sense, reason, and logic, being able to analyze. And when you are a believer, you don't have to think, just believe. And what has it and where is it getting you? You've been believing and you've been worshiping personality for all these years, and look where you sit. So to debate that which has been thoroughly examined, then presented, you're going to have a problem with. Excuse me, my throat is really itchy. But I'm going to try to, I'm going to get through this little talk with us. The message that comes from out of this ministry is not only to the descendants of slaves having dark skin born in America. You deserve it first. But if you reject that truth, then it eventually will go to somebody else who is more deserving. But you can't say that it was not offered. You can't say that the bread, you can't say that the fruit was not offered to you first. But the message that comes from this ministry is for all people who are able to think for themselves. I refuse to limit myself to a skin color. I refuse to limit myself to some continent. I am much greater than a skin color. I am much greater than my connection to some continent. My subject today, in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to make real fast. My subject today is very simple, but yet it's sort of complex. But while you listen, you will easily figure out what exactly I'm trying to say. My subject is, it's too late for black people to hate white folks. It's too late. I begin our talk by saying that when I was a young person, I understand when I first heard the evil, wicked things that was done to our people for the first time as a young man, having nobody to help me in my emotion and help me to understand this hatred of Caucasian pink people rose in me. So I know how you feel. Don't think I don't. And when certain situations that continue to happen to us in this country and what has happened to me as an individual, I should and I have the right to hate. I want to make very clear, I do not defend Caucasian people. They can defend themselves. They have the best lawyers and television and newspapers. They can defend themselves. They don't need my help to defend them. However, I must stand on what is logical, and I must also stand on what is just. Because the danger in our situation is that we become like those we complain about. Because they deny justice. They are unrighteous. They are of the wicked. And if we're not careful, because we've been hurt, and we look at what success is, what we do is we become like them, and success and everything becomes like what they have done. We just want to paint it black. So pink supremacy is bad, but if we color it black, now it's acceptable. And it is not racism in any form is not acceptable to me. You see what it has done to Caucasian, European, American people all these hundreds of years. What you think going to happen to you if you have that same type of attitude or take on a different form of racism? Racism must be destroyed no matter how or what form it is placed in. So I understand how we feel because of slavery, Jim Crow, and so many other evils done to us, even till this day. However, during that period of time, during Jim Crow, during Black Revolution or Civil Rights Movement or whatever you want to call it, the only reason why you saw any form of black unity is because we were not accepted in Caucasian society. So you saw more black unity. And those people during that period of time that was suffering that oppression that was outright in your face, they can justify their hatred. But they did not hate. They did not really fight. A few handful of Black Panthers, a few Muslims with bean pies in the street. There are 17 to 20 some million black people in this country. Only a few decided to stand up. And even the freedom that black people have in this country, black folks did not earn it. It was a consequence of the Civil War where two Caucasian brothers and sisters, they were fighting among one another. Black folks still had nothing to do with it. The reality of it, black conscious brother and sister, the reality, Afrocentric brother and sister, is that our people are not interested in hate of Caucasian people because they're not the injustice is not outright in our face like it used to be. And they are living and was born in a delusional society. The racism is here live and well. How can racism be alive and well? It's because the Caucasian people are passing it down to their children. It is in the institutions. But our people don't see that. They are so blind, deaf, and dumb. They are in love. It is just like you trying to talk to your sister or your brother who is in love with a mate or a spouse that is no good for them. They don't want to, they are so blinded by love, they cannot see that they are being exploited and abused. These black people, they get their money from Caucasian people in this society. They spend the money, and you do too, with the Caucasian person's face on the money. Many of you have served in the military and you're proud and you are black conscious, but you're still proud of serving in the military. Some of you even have children by Caucasian people. Our people are not interested. So your strategy, if you want to get these people, if you want to save them, however you want to call it, if you want to, resurrect them from the dead, you have to come from their view. And their view is not one of hatred. That's not going to work. At one time when evil was outright in your face, you could use that. But now it's undercover. And now the fox looks like a sheep. The wolf looks like a sheep. It was the responsibility of those who were actually under that oppression during that time. It was their responsibility to do something about it, but they didn't. So it looks dumb upon us to hate about something that we did not experience, we was not around. It's not even logical. So we hate. I did not say that you had to love your enemy or love those who do you wrong. I did not say that. I did not say you could marry these people or anything. But why waste our time with hate when if you do have that hate, use that energy to change your condition and change your hate to more love of your people, and they can feel that love and things will change. But the reason why our people don't feel love from you is because you really don't have love of black folks. Many of you have another agenda, and what you're talking about is basically the same thing as what the racists talk about. And you want to bring injustice or deny somebody else justice because justice was denied to you, and it's not fair. Bob and Carol, your next door neighbor who are Caucasian, chances are they have nothing to do with your oppression. So why do you hate them? Simply because they are Caucasian? That is not just. We could try to make all kinds of excuses and whatever. It is not just, and it's not logical. Those people had nothing to do with you. And then your house catch on fire. Bob and Carol probably be the first ones out there with a garden hose trying to keep your house from burning up. And you look stupid because you hate Bob and Carol. If you hate them like that, then you should tell them, let your house burn. But common sense tell you, we're not going to do that. And if you hate somebody that much, why are you still living here among them? See, you contradict yourself. And you look like a bunch of hypocrites, and some of the so-called coons, and you might call me a coon after that. They ask you that too. If you hate so much, then why are you still here? Why you still spend the money? Why are you benefiting from those that you claim that you hate? If I hate somebody like that, I don't want nothing from them. There are people who claim that they hate Angel Snub 7, but they are happy to keep what I have given them. I would put everything, if I hate you, I put it all in a bag or whatever, or put it out on the street and say, look, here's your stuff, come and get it. I don't like you, I hate you. We are so phony and fake. We must change our way of thinking. We must look at things in a different manner. And on top of that, the racists of today have learned how to take this hate crap and flip the script and make those of us who have the right to feel this way make us look like we're the enemy, we're the perpetrators, we're the racists. So all I'm basically saying is it's a waste of time. Use that energy that you get from hate to develop yourself and show and turn that hate into a love that your people can feel that come from you. Because they love those who harm them. They love. They can't help it. So with this type of mentality, we must learn how to deal with a mentality that has been abused. My time is out. Jot down your comment. I think that you got basically what I'm trying to say here. This is your brother Angel Snub 7. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.